How to find a provider man. First, you need to know what provider men want. Do they want your love? No, your love is just possessions. It's not real love. They want fun and romantic experiences. What if he thinks I'm materialistic? If you weren't materialistic, you couldn't get to know those rich men in the first place. If you perform in front of these men pretending you're not materialistic, the men would laugh to death, you know? You might as well be straightforward and honest. Since I've already met you, it shows I'm not a simple woman. Mostly, I'm someone who is materialistic, but hasn't achieved great results yet. If you do not love money, you will not and sit here wasting each other's time. It is never about your intention, but your expressions. When a man asks you, what do you want from this relationship? You should express your demands in a way that doesn't offend. How do I make this person not dislike me? You cannot say, if I date an older man like you, I definitely need money. You can't talk like that. We just use a more poetic way to express it, but the ultimate meaning is still the same. You can say, I think I'm still young. I don't want to consider marriage right now. I want to improve myself, whether in my ability, income level, or appearance. When I saw you, I thought you could be the man I can rely on and support me. I think being with young boys is a waste of time. Every minute being with you, I can learn something. So, what do we want to express? Although I want you, I can't get you, so I can only want your money. Well, you just expressed it in a more comfortable way. Never think about distorting the meaning, expressing that I don't want your money. I want you. That's useless. You do not pretend to be naive, but be calculating in your heart by thinking, what's in it for me with this man? He's so cheap. He doesn't spend money. Once you say, I want you, I love you, you just give him excuse to pretend to be foolish. He can avoid spending, because he knows the woman is pretending. So he is pretending as well. Let me share an example of a professional player named A who not only gets big money, but also a marriage. A is living in a high-rise apartment cost over $10,000 a month. The rent was paid by someone else. One man had asked that woman out, wanting to pursue her, inviting her for drinks. They ended up at this upscale whiskey bar. Usually, if someone suggests a drink, you might just casually order a cocktail, a bottle of regular wine, or just let the other person order. But this woman, right there in the whiskey bar, ordered a bottle of wine worth $3,000. And that guy paid for it, and after that, he never contacted her again. Then this guy told my friend this story. My friend, after hearing this story, told me another guy told her similar story about this girl. He said when others pursued her, and eventually wanted to start a relationship with her, she would just straight up tell them, if you want to date me, I need $100,000 to show you are sincere. Although it may sound crazy to everyone, let me tell you, this woman has a child. She lives on child support, and she is not working. She just goes out every day to meet rich people. She meets many rich men. She can afford to be arrogant. So how to meet those men? Check out our course 100 Ways to Meet Rich. Get it before price rise. You need numbers game. If this one doesn't work, immediately move to the next one. Think about it. When she was ordering that $3,000 wine, what do you believe she was thinking about at that time? Do you think this is her regular practice or just an occasional thing? I think it's his regular practice. This is a clever approach. We must adopt this mindset. This kind of mindset is called the worst case I'll pay for this order. Many women can't do this. We have a kind of respect for others, a kind of politeness. It's because you assume the other party will pay. When you assume the other party will pay, you have a certain mind that says, others are paying. I should be polite, right? I shouldn't order too expensive. But if you add a mindset that I'll pay for this order, things change immediately. Some women might think, if he does not pay, that's a big loss. But think about it. Would she go out with an average Joe? She relied on men step by step to reach where she is now. Why can she make this a regular practice? Because of her social circle. If she can rent a house for $10,000 a month, then she must have at least $50,000 or $100,000 in living expenses. In other words, she can afford this expense herself. She's very good at using women to get into circles. Because my friend is an heir, through her, this woman gets to know many high-value men. Her attitude towards my friend is very, very sweet. And she might have many friends similar to my friend. She has many selections because the men she meets are really rich. They feel embarrassed not to pay. Rich men don't get mad since they can afford it. At most, they just won't contact you next time. Rich has plenty ways to meet new people, so he doesn't care. This woman lives in such a luxurious house, doesn't work, just eats, drinks, and plays. She's clearly stating, I have a price tag. Let me tell you, she's about to get married to a well-known tycoon. Isn't that unbelievable? The man she's found has been married several times, but that's not important. As he said, his biggest hobby in life is to spend money on his woman. Isn't that confusing? This man is incredibly down to earth, from head to toe. So why does a single mom marries rich at an older age with a marriage history? She's cultivated her cooking skills, and she loves things like flower arranging. She cooks like a chef. She really lives for this lifestyle. She uses all the things men give her to enhance herself, to learn, to improve, to package herself. Women at this level are not young. So don't think, will I make men feel that I love money? If you have this mindset, you are actually appearing cheap to others. This is called screening process. If a man pays for this 3,000 wine and still contacts me, doesn't that explain something? It explains the man is rich, generous, understand my lifestyle, and willing to provide for this lifestyle. She made her fortune from a man. You did by yourself, and you should have more confidence than her. If you want to learn more, check out this course before seats run out.